you wanted to use a quick calculation, hey, what's the return on your 35? It's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you borrowed that 35 from a private lender. You're paying them a 6% rate, an 8%, a 10%, whatever that number might be.
Leveraging it up.
How fast could you pay it off?
Right.
2 years, 2.5 years. Now your borrower owes you $260,000 in a couple of years. What do you owe the mortgage company? Maybe 140, something like that. You've got this huge spread. So then the wrap buyer, the investor who wants to buy that wrap loan comes in, and you've got this huge equity spread that you negotiate with your investor. Pay them $25,000 in order to get this wrap loan, whatever it might be. Now you capture this $1,500 a month positive cash flow for the $25,000 cash. Maybe you had to pay them $35,000. Maybe you got to pay them $50 for it. It's still an awesome return. I'm just sitting here running the numbers real quick with my handy dandy.
Yeah, while you're doing those numbers, I figured out that Nathan bought my deal. He's getting a 17.28% return on that money right there.
Yep. Mine's a 36% return, by the way, what I just did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I look at that and I go,
yeah, I'm gonna ask anyone out there in note space who's getting 17s and 30s right now. Believe me, when we first got started, 30s and 40s were all over the place. They were great. But you tell me where you're gonna get your 20s and 30s on a regular basis, besides buying these wraps. So I know we've kind of long-winded to get here, but this should start opening windows for note buyers as well as wrap buyers, people buying wrap or creating wraps that you can speak to us, me, Nathan, no one else will buy these, right? And sell it to us. We'll pay you really good money for your note. And I promise you it's a win-win for you.
Cash you out, you go do it again. Let's be friends.
And you can buy 3 more.
Let me make a mention of this. So this is a learned system that you have to understand. You have to understand the acquisition mechanisms, how you do it the right way. You have to understand, how do you do a wraparound mortgage the right way? What are the influences out there? By the way, like here in Texas, yes, we have the SAFE Act and Dodd-Frank, these things that we have to comply with, right? But we have our Texas property code, which is a little bit more strenuous than they are in other states. We have 2 different documents that must mandatory to be provided to the buyer, a minimum of 7 days in advance of closing. And if you don't close in a law office or a title company, it's void. Not voidable, it's void. That's pretty heavy. If you don't provide these disclosures properly, they can ask for their money back at any time. 5 years from now, they can ask for it back, and you may have to pay back everything. Down payment, all monthly payments, PI, TI, etc. They put some serious teeth in it. So you have to understand that these things are out there. Now, we get it very well here. This is what we do, and we're on top of this, and we follow it. And then they have this new wrap mortgage lending law says if you do more than 3 transactions in 12 months, you have to be a licensed RMLO, and your company has to be registered with the state of Texas with the Savings and Loan Administration. Now, we comply with all that, and we have ways to get around it here in the Texas marketplace. Now, I really doubt any other state has that out there. We have it because we're one of the biggest states for this, because of our borders with Mexico and things of that nature create the situation. But if you're going to play that game in the Texas marketplace, you need to know this so you can ask the right questions up front in advance. And of course,
just real quick, Gil, we're not sure we understand your question, so I apologize. Nathan, do you understand Gil's question at all?
I don't, sorry.
Okay, so if you can reword it, whatever, I know we'll be finishing it pretty soon. This will be recorded to be on YouTube and Facebook and linked to everything else. So feel free to check it out. We'll also have a podcast as well, which will be all audio. I'm not sure if we fully understand your question there. So,
yeah. I'm hoping that everybody in your world, Scott, everybody that you're connected with is getting the vision of what is possible when they sell that note.
Yeah. Yes.
And this is the group we want to come to DME. Come meet us. We're dying to buy your stuff.
Yes.
So come and
if you're originating and creating wraps, but DME is not expensive to go to. The hotel rooms are $200 a night. It's one of the cheapest places you can go to. Get down to DME in June, and check out, because you're going to meet people like Nathan and I who are going, we'll buy it for you, and you're going to get a killer return because you can go do this multiple times.
Yeah.
And we'll keep funding it over and over again.
Come meet us.
Now, this is an awesome business.
Yeah.
We want people to learn how to do it the right way.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We want, if you're the originator of this paper, please learn how to do it right.
Yes.
Don't be just haphazard and go out and do it. Understand there are consequences that can happen. Take the time and get yourself educated properly. Next, I understand that in the marketplace, people aren't like me. They're not the rehabber. I love rehab. Maybe you're just a note buyer, that you don't have the time or the ability to do it. You want to buy the note, you're happy making a lower return. Got it. But you still have to learn the basics of the business, have resources for doing it, and realize what can be done out there. And it's a lot of fun. And I don't know where else you invest your money to get the returns and yields that we get out there. It's just not available. And it's not, and I'm not putting my money in the stock market and watch that thing up and down 47 times a day. No way. It may not be and I'm not doing multifamily. There's a whole other world for that out there.
Yeah.
People think it's just the best thing. Guys, what we're talking about today, to me, is awesome. It's been a business that is, for the 30 plus years I've been in business, it's never gone away. Yeah, interest rates rise and fall. I get it. Right now, your banking rates are horrible from where they were 10 years ago, from where they were a year ago. They've gone up 30%, or more.
Right.
And it makes changes. And sometimes learning this game we're talking about gives you an advantage to capture some better rates and better returns than going to your local bank, for instance, that's out there right now. But there's a knowledge base that we want, everybody to learn, because again, knowledge is power in our business.
Yeah. So then, given our current climate,
this is our final question, everyone.
Economy.
Your current climate. Now, are you talking Canadian climate, or are you talking the Texas?
I'm talking Texas.
Real
American
estate
climate.
Talking real estate climate. Like we're seeing rising interest rates. It dipped down a little bit. It's going back up. Inflation, all these things. It sounds like a perfect storm for seller finance, creative finance people. Is that accurate?
I think it is 110% accurate.
Yeah.
My offices, we are both a cash buyer, we are a terms buyer. But as our banking rates have been increasing, it doesn't matter, you don't still buy a good deal for cash when it comes across the table. But we are turning our focus more to the creative finance side because it's the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
Fascinating. So what I'm hearing is there's tons of opportunity for the note buyers and the creative note sellers to get together and come together and
we're gonna get married. Come on.
bunch of money. Yeah, we can do a lot of really great deals.
It's been awesome.
A while.
Scott, it's been a really pleasure to have you on here. Having an attorney on here for some people is overwhelming, right? Some of you are scared of attorneys, which I was one of them when I first got started. But you're there to keep us safe, keep us protected, keep us out of jail, right? So I encourage those people. We have I have a link inside the chat that you can go to, click a button. You get an automatic email with Scott's information. Reach out to Scott's team over there. They're great. He'll answer a lot of your questions if you need to, and get into stuff. If you're creating wraps and stuff like that, please do it right, because if you don't do it right, we can't buy it.
Right.
Easy, plain, simple, and you can get yourself in more trouble.
And guys, if I may, with your permission, just make a few comments. So
Sure.
we have a company here in Texas. It's called the Owner Finance Network. And the email is theownerfinancenetwork.com. That's our vertically integrated company where all the people on your call and others can find all of our vertically integrated services, from legal and title, not just in Texas, but national. I can't represent anybody in other states, but we provide closing services for them along the way, whether it's closing a note, which is pretty easy to do, and or placing title on it, or is it's the origination side of the transaction. We have our RMLO and loan processing services, OFN loan processing. We have our loan servicing here, OFN loan servicing, which is a partnership with Home Key Servicing. We have other things for the Texas marketplace that if you're in the Texas arena, you need to know OFN lending, which helps us to navigate these new rules and regulations out there. And of course, we just announced OFN National Escrow Services, our new entity, which is for the escrow services to handle these kind of transactions on a national basis, just because we find there's such a void out there in this world of attorneys or other people who have a knowledge of this business out there. So if anybody has an interest, they can come check us out there. They'll find all of our contact info and those kind of items.
Sure.
And the whole
And
goal
if you
is-
send an email to, if you fill out the form, we'll send you directly all the information he's sharing with you now. So it's easy, plain and simple. You'll get the information emailed to you and it'll be in your inbox.
And again, all we want to do is be a service to our community.
Yeah.
This is a great business. We don't want it to go away. We don't want the government to come in and put more rules and regulations against us. And there is even a national owner finance company that has a presence in Washington that is headed up by Eddie Speed and I think Glenn Lee out of Houston headed up. And they're out there fighting for us to make sure that Washington can come in and change the rules nationally as well, and that we can maintain doing this business all the way through.
That would probably be the same group with John Heyer and
It is.
who else is on there?
Yeah.
Jeff Watson.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good guys.
All the same,
Good guys.
all good people. We know all those guys.
Yeah, really.
But anyway, small community, as y'all say, we are tight knit out there, but it's an awesome business and y'all just keep maintaining it and let's help everybody do it right. Help them make some more money too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I
It's been
pleasure.
great. Thank you, Scott.
It's been awesome to have you on here. It's amazing that people don't know about this stuff. I was one of them. But it's good to see the fact that we can have a conversation and bridge the connection between you guys and us, or rich self-originators as well as note buyers, because business 2023 will depend on it. And it'll be really awesome. So, Scott, I appreciate you jumping on with us and spend some time with us. And
Look forward to doing it next time and you guys real
we'll be
soon. I
talking
hope.
wrap loans for a while now, so I appreciate it.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you.
Nathan, stay warm in Canada, Bubba. It's cold.
Absolutely.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.